Well, hi there. It's I don't even know what it is anymore. It's it's May 9th, 2019. This is Journal 43, and it's T+37, 37 days after my transplant, which is really exciting. You start ticking off the days like um, a prisoner in Alcatraz, waiting waiting to get out. Although I'm not sure if people in Alcatraz did get out. Uh, in any case, it was a good day. I mean, after being juiced up on somebody else's red blood and platelets, hydration, the Neupogen shot, yeah, I feel almost human again, and uh, and that's exciting. And today was a clinic day, and generally speaking, when that happens, and I do the blood work, um, the the results come in, and they're really there's a big bump in red blood cells, platelet count, white blood cell count, and a real boost in energy. And the rest of the numbers that they look at to make sure that I'm alive and well, and which is difficult functioning without an immune system. Um, the truth of the matter is, as I've said before, I have less of an immune system than a newborn infant, because a newborn infant at least has the benefit of whatever came through the umbilical cord. They purposefully destroyed mine, and as well they should have, in order to get the donor's stem cells a chance to engraft themselves. But it was a good day. And the thing that was really cool about it is, um, after running an errand, we came back to the City of Hope for a smartphone photography class taught by a professional photographer, and it was for Galaxy, Samsung phone owners and Apple iPhone owners as well. It was the first time the class has been taught, but it was done well enough so that it should warrant a second run at it, based on what was learned. But the thing that is so important about this class, and so important about the other therapies that are available and the other classes that are available at the City of Hope, both for patients and for caregivers, which is actually a big deal, because being a caregiver, as my wife would very happily tell you, is not an easy gig. It's really difficult. There are a lot of restrictions on me, which sort of roll over onto her, um, and a number of the nurses and the counselors have told us that there have been plenty of instances where partners have walked away, saying, "Yeah, I may have taken those vows, but I didn't sign up for this," which is really kind of silly, because that's exactly what those vows were about, right? But the thing about these different therapies, um, physical therapy, occupational therapy, recreational therapy, um, is that they take your mind off your illness and off your recovery, even if for an hour or two, in order to give you a sense of uh, normalcy, a sense of living in a world that is reminiscently familiar of the world that you've abandoned for at least the first year that you're recovering. Um, as I mentioned before, we just found out that year is really 2 years, to be completely out of the woods. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You get on the train, you're not getting off, not until it stops. So so we went for the class. Leslie and I went for the class, and it was well done. There are things that could have been done better. It was very, very interesting because it was the first time this young lady who put the class together had ever done anything like that before. She put a tremendous amount of work in it. That was obvious. But she'd never spoken before a group, even a small group, of 8 or 10 people before. Sometimes that's much more difficult, by the way, than speaking for large groups. And she had her son and her son's best friend helping her. And it was a very enjoyable experience. Certainly enjoyable enough to take a second class or, to go back to the Apple store and take another photography class there. But more important than anything else, for 2 hours this afternoon, I wasn't sick. For 2 hours this afternoon, I was focused on how to edit the photographs that, I will be taking and that I've already taken. And that, the one tip that everybody hopes they're going to receive when they take any kind of a class, I don't care what it is, the one thing they believe is going to make a difference, which is why they went to the class in the first place. And I think I got that. And that made it more than worthwhile. I don't know if any other hospitals do anything like this, fortunately. Honestly, I've not been at any other hospitals, with the exception of UCLA and Cedars. And that's when we were trying to figure out where we were going to get treated. I know I made the right choice for me. I know that I made the right choice for Leslie and me, and but never having been a patient at either of those hospitals, an inpatient. Let me clarify that. Never having been an inpatient at either Cedars or UCLA, I don't know what kind of programs they have available and how available they are. I do know that there are bulletin boards filled with programs here that are designed just for that. I also know that when I took art therapy with the recreational therapist, again, I was lost in the painting for 2 hours. On Monday coming, I hope to take a Tai Chi class. There's also a yoga class. As I start to get stronger and as I start to feel better, these are all things I want to take advantage of. All things I never had the time to do, or at least never appreciated how important they were, and how important it would be to dedicate the time to take a mental break, to be mindful of the moment, to put your head in a different place, and recognize how powerful that could be. I would recommend it. I would recommend that you try it. I would recommend that anybody try it, to find a release. It's powerful. It soothes your soul. It enriches your soul, and it recognizes that recovery isn't just physical; it's emotional and mental as well, and an important part of getting better and rejoining the world. I'm going to keep doing it and take advantage of every class I can, every class that's available. Every class there's an interest in that either Leslie or I share or have. I'd recommend that you find the time and make the commitment to try it as well. There's powerful medicine there, and I think you ought to give it a shot. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Until tomorrow, stay well, take care, and know that we all care about you very much. Bye-bye.